All right, what is up, sports bettors? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, here to give you some best bets for the NFL weekend, specifically for the Eagles versus Giants game. So I'm going to have a video dedicated to each game this weekend as we are getting down, obviously only four for this weekend. So again, best NFL bets for Giants versus Eagles. Let's get right into it. Of course, I'm going to have three bets total for this video, two of them found using the OddsJam Positive EV page, and then one found using the OddsJam screen. So to get right into it, the first play that we're going to go ahead and lock in here that I have already locked in is Dallas Goedert over 47.5 receiving yards. This play is at minus 110 odds at Bet365. And let's chat about it. So number one, it's a positive expected value. Everything in terms of mathematical profitability is derived from these no vig odds that you see right here. So the way that these odds work, OddsJam pulls lines from the sharpest sportsbooks in the world. These sportsbooks have been back tested, confirmed to be the sharpest over the course of time. So basically the logic being, hey, we back tested thousands and thousands of betting opportunities to determine that these sportsbooks are consistently the best at pricing odds. So we're going to use them to set the market and find profitable bets moving forward. It's kind of the whole process behind everything. So these sharp sportsbooks price this play at minus 116, basically minus 116, right? Minus 116.2, whatever. The bet we are placing, the actual bet itself, is at minus 110 odds at Bet365. So that's kind of the gap between these two numbers is your profitability. That's kind of how everything makes sense in terms of a like mathematical data oriented standpoint. Now, this isn't me saying every single bet you see on here you should bet. Basically, you should place. I recommend doing additional research into each play to make sure that you're placing the best of the best. And when I say research, I don't mean like check Goedert's trends, check the Giants versus tight ends. All that stuff is baked into the odds themselves. When I say research, I mean let the sports books do the work for you and make sure that the bet you're placing is truly an outlier to all of the different sports books, right? So for a play like this, when we're looking at receiving yards, not every sports book is going to price his over under at 47.5. So what you want to do is if you click view event page and open it in a new tab, right now the odds are telling us where every sportsbook prices his over under at 47.5, which is a good sign, right? Like Bet365 at minus 110, Pinnacle at minus 122, and then minus 140 on DraftKings and Caesars. But since we're taking the over 47.5, do the sportsbooks that don't price it at 47.5, where do they price it? Above 47.5, which would be good for us, or below, which would be bad. So let's go check it out. So we locked it in at 47.5. Looks like, and let me zoom out just a little bit so we can see all of the books. So it looks like one book, DFS company Monkey Knife Fight, has it at 45.5. Every other sports book prices it pretty decently above 47.5. We see two books. I guess this is actually just one, Prize Picks, because this is also Prize Picks right here. Prices it 1 yard higher at 48.5. Then we see one book, it looks like Bet Rivers, price it 1 yard higher at 49.5, and they favor it going over. So not only do they have it priced 2 yards higher, but they have the over as the favorite outcome. Looks like PointsBet has it at 50.5, 3 yards higher, favoring the over. Looks like FanDuel has it at 51.5, and then it looks like Typico has it all the way up at 53.5, 6 yards higher. So if we're looking at our bet in kind of a holistic view, we are betting the over 47.5 at minus 110 odds. Every book either prices it at 47.5, but heavily favors it going over, minus 142, minus 140, minus 122 towards the over. That's good. Or they price it above the 47.5 number, which is basically another way of them telling us that they think he's going to go over this number. So no matter how you slice it, Dallas Goedert over 47.5 receiving yards is a really good play. So that's bet number one. Let me zoom back in here. Play number two from the positive EV page is Jalen Hurts over 1.5 passing touchdowns. So this is at minus 133 odds at FoxBet. OddsJam Perfect Line prices this at about minus 135. So still a gap between these two numbers, still profitable. And then again, let's compare all of the sports books. So PointsBet is close. The one book that's close at minus 135. BetRivers kind of close, 8 cents higher at minus 141. Every other book, we see odds ranging from minus 150 all the way up to minus 161, minus 166, minus 167. So even though it's a little bit juiced towards the over at minus 133 is the bet that we're placing, we're still getting a really, really good price when you compare the majority of the markets. And that's kind of what you want to do when you are placing these bets, is compare the bet you're placing to the basically to how every other sportsbook, to how the market prices this play, because you want to make sure that you're betting on an outlier. If we're looking at this just from like a we don't know about sports, we don't know about anything, just like thinking about it from the most logical scenario, every sportsbook is telling you that Jalen Hurts that they're basically charging us more money for Jalen Hurts to go over 1.5 passing touchdowns, except for Fox Bet. Fox Bet is charging the least amount of money compared to every other book. So that's basically the market's telling us that, hey, Fox Bet is giving you a really good price on this play, right? They have it clearly mispriced compared to the rest of the markets. And that's why you want to look for outliers, because you want to look where every other sportsbook prices it and have them tell you, hey, you're getting a really good deal, because every other sportsbook is in agreement that it should be way more expensive, except for one. So that's why this is a good bet. Jalen Hurts as my second play, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Then the play I found using the OddsJam screen is in the anytime touchdown score market. So the way the screen works, you just pick a market and then it pulls up odds from every major sportsbook and where they price this play at. So similar logic to like looking for outliers, but you want to look for a play where one sportsbook has a clear pricing discrepancy compared to every other book. And look at this Saquon Barkley prop. So FanDuel and Bet365 have it at plus 100. Look at every other book. We see 2 at minus 107, 1 at minus 105. But then look what we see. Minus 120, minus 135, minus 140. For a player as likely to score as Saquon Barkley, these gaps are incredibly valuable and incredibly meaningful. So the fact that we can get him to score at plus 100 odds, where every other sportsbook has it for minus money, is a really, really good price. So this is going to be my third and final pick for this video, Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown score. He rested in week 18. That seemed to be a great idea for the Giants because Saquon looked phenomenal last week against the Vikings. He had over 100 rushing plus receiving yards. He scored twice. He just looked like he was made for the playoffs. He also looked fresh, right? Like he was banged up at the end of the year, so he didn't quite look as good. He looks phenomenal. So I think this is a really, really good value bet as my third and final player prop for this video. And that's all I got. So if you're tailing these, comment and let me know. Make sure to also obviously subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel and give the video a like. Helps me out a ton. And then if you want to find me on social media, you can at my Twitter handle you see right over there. There it is. At Jedi Modi, where I post more picks that don't make it in a video. Also post some nonsense as well. But that's all I got for you guys. So enjoy the games this weekend and have a good one.